This is Toledo Symphony Lab, a behind-the-scenes look at the world of classical music from WGTE Public Media and your Toledo Symphony. I'm Brad Cresswell. Joining me today are the Toledo Symphony's president and CEO Zach Vassar, principal second violin and artistic administrator Merwin Sue, and the TSO's director of education Rachel Zeithamel. Also joining us this morning is a special guest, Shreyas Banerjee. Welcome, Shreyas.
Hello. You
are in the hot seat right now. Why don't you tell people who you are and what you do?
I'm a senior at Maumee Valley Country Day School. I play the violin. I'm one of Merwin's students, actually. And I'm also in the Toledo Symphony Youth Orchestra. I've done that for the last 6 years now, so it's pretty fun.
Yeah. So you're a violinist, longtime student of Merwin.
Yes.
When he actually sent me an email saying you were going to be here, one of the stipulations was that you don't tell stories about him as a teacher. So let's start by telling some stories about Merwin.
Okay.
I have stories in reserve, just letting you know.
I don't know. Most of the embarrassing stories are from like years ago. One time he was extremely frustrated at my bowing, so he just grabbed a little red ball from his desk and threw it at me.
Really?
And then
it was a stress ball. I was stressed. I thought that's what they were for.
Shreyas, I have a question. Did it change your bowing?
No.
Not markedly for the better.
Wow, that's extraordinary.
Yeah.
Well, we have removed all red balls from the room. No stress balls here, as far as I know, unless you brought your own. Yeah. I mean, he brings in Timbits sometimes, so we have to watch out for that.
Which are stress balls of a different kind.
Exactly. Well, Shreyas plays in the Toledo Symphony Youth Orchestra. There are different tiers to this orchestra you were talking about before we got on the air. Do you and Rachel kind of want to fill us in on how that works?
Sure. So there are 3 levels. There's the concert orchestra, and the symphonic orchestra is right above that, and then I'm in the philharmonic orchestra, which is the top one. So
what do you have to do to get from one level to the next? Do they make you pass a test?
They're just seating auditions every year. So.
Yeah. So you just play an audition.
Yeah.
And you have to see how many times people throw stress balls at you.
Yeah.
So the fewer that happens, the higher the orchestra you sit.
Really? I would think that the more stress you create, the higher they would elevate you.
It's called adversity training, really.
Yeah. Adversity training. Rachel, do you agree with everything we've said so far?
I have no idea what's going on.
But now tell us about this concert. This is Toledo Symphony Youth Orchestra is playing along with the Toledo Symphony. The name of the concert is A Hero's Life. That's happening November 16th and 17th at 8 o'clock p.m. at the Paris Style. Alain Trudel's conducting. Rachel, give us a little bit of an idea of how this works.
Well, one of Alain's big ideas was to be very active in the community, and he is very involved with his local youth orchestras. And when he was deciding to come to Toledo, he made it very clear that he wanted to be involved with our youth orchestras. And when Merwin and Zach and him were planning the season, he wanted to get in as many members of the community, and one of the members of the community is our own Toledo Symphony Youth Orchestras. So they will be sitting side by side with the TSO for the part of the concert.
So it's not like one orchestra and the other orchestra next to it? Are they actually integrated?
No, we tried one on top of the other, and it hurt a lot. It was very painful.
Yeah.
No. In the years we've done this in the past, at least, we were stand members. So I'm 5th chair of the first violin, so I'd be with the 5th chair of the first violins in the Toledo Symphony.
Yeah.
So.
But you're first violin.
Yes.
Merwin is second violin.
It is
so
true.
You guys are not. They've kept you separated for
There's
this
a sound
concert.
shield.
It's all about the bowing. I should point out that the Toledo Symphony has a history of doing a side-by-side concert with the TSYO every year, which I think is an extraordinary part of our season and a really great concert to attend, to literally see the mentorship and the exchange of ideas from professional to student on stage and in a concert. This is the first time, however, that I'm aware of that the TSYO has joined the symphony for a Masterworks concert at the Paris Style. So one of our series performances will have this hugely augmented orchestra professionals and students, and it's really symbolic to see that and to see some of this music be played in that setting.
Yeah, it's an exciting program of music too, and I want to talk about that a little bit. But let's talk a little bit about the music on the program. Again, it's happening the 16th and 17th in November at the Paris Style, 8 o'clock p.m. More information, as always, at ToledoSymphony.com. Now, you've got 4 different works on here. The Youth Symphony is playing with 2 of them, right? Can you tell me what those are?
Sure. So the entire program was really inspired by Alain Trudel wanting to commemorate the 100th anniversary of the end of the First World War. And so he chose to put together a concert about heroes and really to explore the concept of heroism in so many different ways. The first two pieces, which the Toledo Symphony Youth Orchestra will be joining us with, will be the Battle Hymn of the Republic and John Williams' Summon the Heroes.
Yeah. Battle Hymn of the Republic, not singing, right? Just an orchestral version?
No, I wish we could sing it, though. That's one of my favorite patriotic pieces.
You're on the violin. You can sing all you want.
It's actually pretty difficult to sing and play at the same time.
Okay, but some of the lines are like so moving in Battle Hymn of the Republic.
Absolutely.
Like, as he died to make men holy, let us die to make men free. Like, in terms of a Civil War song, that's something really moving.
I get a feeling the stress balls are going to start flying in a minute here.
Well, I think there's something really interesting that Alain Trudel is a great student of history. So he said we have to do this right around Veterans Day. And what we know is Veterans Day was originally Armistice Day. And we are now celebrating the 100th one of those, Armistice/Veterans Day, on the 11th of November. So the concert really being, this weekend is, looking to 100 years of honoring heroism from the World War I perspective. But with the case of Battle Hymn of the Republic, you can go into previous wars and anthems. With John Williams, here's something that's heroism of a different kind. Honestly, we probably associate that more with the Olympics now than anything else. The pieces on the second half have other heroic connotations. Cymbalon was a Cold War piece, and then Hero's Life was kind of an autobiographical sketch by Strauss, where he's the hero, but definitely going through the triumph and terrors of heroism. It's just a great way to use music to tell that story. And, this is really a program that Trudel had come up with, and I think it's a brilliant one.
Well, you mentioned that tone poem, Cymbalon, by Ellen Taft-Cvilic, and it's an interesting piece. I looked up what that word actually means, and Google said that it was an object representing an agreement or an identification of something. So I'm thinking this is like a musical version of an NPR tote bag, wouldn't you say?
Well, it's actually a little bit more specific. I think it's actually a piece of pottery that was broken.
Okay, we're going to have to cut that part now.
Oh.
No, I'm kidding.
It's actually an
because
NPR
you were
umbrella.
correcting me. We have to cut all the parts where you're correcting me.
It's an NPR umbrella that's given as a pledge gift that you divide in two.
Made out of pottery. Yeah.
Okay, I have no idea what the thread was. We'll have to pick that up again.
No, that was good. We're going to totally keep that in. I enjoyed that.
So the Cvilic piece is, Alain really wants to have contemporary music and music by female composers, and this is one that fits the hero's theme very nicely. And that as the Cold War was ending, this piece premiered. I know it was a New York Philharmonic Commission, I want to say.
It is.
Yeah.
And it was premiered, I think, on their tour in Europe, if I'm not mistaken.
It was actually premiered in Moscow, and I think that was the idea. She knew that this was going to be part of this huge conciliatory gesture, and so this is the
composer.
Yes.
Yeah.
So because of that, she chose to refer to that piece of pottery in the title. That sort of where you break this. It's almost like a wishbone or something, where you kind of each take a half. And then,
Now, Shreyas, who is your favorite superhero? And it doesn't have to be like, Marvel Comics or what have you.
I mean, historically, it's been Batman for me. But more recently, I've been getting into Superman comics. I do read comic books. So.
I'm a little worried now because, I put together this superhero quiz thinking that, of course, we all, are not going to know the little trivia about superheroes. But then Shreyas is in the room and...
Cresswell, do you actually put this together to stump us then? Is that what you're admitting?
Yeah.
So this is like not my job. It's a quiz about something we're intended to know nothing about.
I basically choose questions based on whether I would know the answer or not. So in a way, it's my compliment to you. Right? I'm assuming that you're as dumb as I am.
Are you saying failure is more compelling radio than success?
Well,
it's funnier at least.
Yeah, it's... You are never invited back.
He just said he listens.
Yeah,
he's definitely invited back.
He's good.
I think I might be the only under 18-year-old who listened, under 65-year-old maybe.
Oh!
For First of all, young man, we are not that old.
Okay, we're going to cut that part. No. By the time we're done cutting out all the parts, the objectional parts, we'll have, that'll be it. That'll be our...
And it's only because my car doesn't have like Bluetooth or anything like that. So.
So, because of your lack of technology, you're stuck in the Stone Age with NPR. That's good. I appreciate that.
Yeah, I hope that doesn't go on the air because that would be the sort of thing you would hate to have run during Pledge Week.
Yeah. Well, I'll
Welcome
make sure
to the
this
Stone
doesn't
Age.
air during Pledge Week. Hey, there's something to be said for the Stone Age, right? I like the Stone Age. Yeah. Okay.
Well, this is a good plug for the WGTE app, though.
Yeah. Yeah. You can go get us on the app.
I do have to say,
it works without Bluetooth.
it's a cool app, though. It's really well designed, and Symphony Lab shows up as the top
Right at
podcast
the top, yeah.
on the radio page.
Yeah, that's good. Okay, well, let's go ahead and jump into the superhero quiz, right? This is just the concert is just a point of departure for the superhero quiz that I have arranged for us. Here's a little background music. Okay.
It's
8 different questions.
It's so
here.
close to John Williams, but it's not.
Yeah, it's not like a rip-off of...
Yeah, it's
like a generic remake.
one note off.
No,
yeah.
it's not a rip-off. It's an homage. Right?
You didn't ask us who our favorite superheroes were, Brad.
Because he
I'm
doesn't
just
care.
I want you all to think about what your superhero name would be.
I got it.
We'll get back to that at the end, okay? So, question number 1. The Incredible Hulk was supposed to originally be this color instead of green. Is it purple, gray, no color, or none of the above?
I'm pretty sure it's gray. But I'm not sure.
How did you know that?
I read... well, he first appeared in an issue of Wolverine. No. Wolverine first appeared in an issue of the Hulk. Never mind. I mixed that up.
If he was no color, would he be invisible?
You'd just be an outline.
You're right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, like
But-
the Invisible Man or something like that.
Right.
Yeah, but he was gray, and I don't know why. But
Colorists were very expensive back then.
okay, here's a Batman question. You should get this. Which of these was not a villain on the Adam West Batman TV series? Miss Minerva, the Puzzler, Lola Gina Brigida, or all of the above, meaning none of them were?
Well, I think none of the above, but I haven't seen the 66 Batman show in a long time.
Yeah, not since 66, right? When you were negative 40 or something like
Actually,
that.
Shreyas has had a lot of trouble at Maumee Valley.
No, anybody else want to take
He's
a guess?
just barely under 65.
Miss Minerva. What were the other two?
Miss Minerva, the Puzzler, Lola Gino Brigida.
I don't think any of these were. I think it's a stumper because the Puzzler sounds too much like the Riddler,
Riddler,
and
yeah.
I know how you work, Brad Cresswell.
Yeah, no, you don't, because the first two were actual villains on Batman.
Really?
Miss Minerva was played by Zsa Zsa Gabor, and the Puzzler was played by Maurice Evans. I just made up Lola Gina Brigida, right? Because it sounded like it might be real. Okay.
Wow.
Okay, well, I got that one wrong.
Again, you
Okay.
vex me, Brad.
That's a wash. Nobody gets that. Now, which actor besides... Oh, let's get the music back. Yeah, I like that. Which actor besides Frank Gorshin also played the Riddler on the Adam West Batman show? Is it John Astin, Paul Lynde, Paul Williams, or all of the above? Which actor also played the Riddler for one season?
Paul Williams?
Yeah, I don't know any of these guys. I knew Frank
the
Gorshin,
pianist?
but that's it.
Paul Lynde, I would say, would be my guess.
Paul Williams, he's a composer. He wrote
Yeah.
like all the Muppet songs and things like
Oh,
that.
he's got to have been the Riddler.
Yeah. No, nobody has got it yet.
I'll go
Whoa.
for all of the above.
No. What do you say?
That leaves
Shreyas?
A.
Yeah, I'm going for A.
John Astin. John Astin played the Riddler during the second season. Frank Gorshin sat out because of a salary dispute.
So wait just a second. We're having a superhero quiz. You have chosen everything from the 1966 Batman series, and you're wondering why your under 65 demographics are
Hey, I didn't think you would know it. Okay. Question number 4. Before he came up with Spider-Man, Stan Lee considered which of these superheroes first? He was inspired, by the way, to create these superheroes by watching a fly walk up a wall. Okay, so
It's the fly.
Is it is it praying mantis man? Is it mosquito man? Is it Mothman, or all of the above?
I feel like-
Mothman exists.
Yeah, Mothman.
No, well, Killer
Well-
Moth is a villain in DC Comics. I don't know if Mothman is actually
Okay.
a thing outside of like SpongeBob.
Isn't
But
there a
this is
Mothra?
Stan Lee, so we're talking Marvel comics,
yeah,
right?
so I don't think Mothman.
This is like East Side, West Side that we have going on.
There was a Mosquito Man.
Yeah, there was Mosquito Man. Is that your answer?
Well, knowing that it's my answer, it's probably wrong. So
So I'm going to go with
you
praying
can go with
mantis
Praying
man.
Mantis Man, right? Yeah.
Which one are you going with?
I'm Mosquito Man.
Yeah, you win.
Oh.
Hey, I think that's the first point I've gotten
Mosquito
in 5
Man.
shows.
Yeah. Okay, here's a good one. Which of the following is an actual DC Comics hero from the 1960s? Is it Bouncing Boy?
Bouncy Boy's real.
That's a superhero who inflates and bounces around.
Who are you?
Is it Duplicate Damsel, or Triplicate Girl, or all of the above?
Wait, duplicate damsel and triplicate girl?
Yeah. Say that 10 times
I
fast.
feel like Duplicate Damsel isn't real, but I don't know the last two. So.
Duplicate
So
damsel,
you
I
said
think,
Bouncing
is
Ball is real.
Bouncing
Boy is real?
Bouncing Boy is real.
Is he
Bouncing,
DC?
okay.
Yes.
The answer is all of the above. Bouncing Boy is real. Duplicate Damsel is what they call Triplicate Girl after one of her triplicates got killed.
Okay, that's
so
a trick question.
only 2 of them.
I'm thinking duplicate damsel reminds me of the 2 twins in The Shining, so I thought you were going in that direction.
Well, I just wonder what the conversation was with the editors. They're like, Triplicate Girl, what can we do? Well, there's 3 of them. Let's kill one, and then we can call them Duplicate
I
Damsel
think
and
that's
keep
one of
the
the only
alliteration.
superhero deaths that has actually stuck. Because
That's
no
right.
one
They didn't come
cares
back from
about
the
dead.
Triplicate Girl or whatever.
But you've
it's
got to
also
see,
such
I mean,
a word of the time, right?
Yeah.
I'm going to get this in triplicate.
I love Bouncing Boy, though, because it gives me hope that, there's my superhero spirit animal right there. Bouncing Boy. He inflates and bounces around and, like, basically smashes people, right? That's how it works.
Knocking over buildings in a single roll.
Something like that, yeah. Okay,
It's a crest bomb.
here we go. Which one of these is not a form of kryptonite? Silver kryptonite, which gets Superman stoned.
Okay, well,
Pink.
That's
No,
Canadian
come on.
kryptonite, isn't it?
Silver kryptonite gets Superman stoned. Pink kryptonite turns Superman gay. Purple kryptonite gives Superman amnesia, or all of the above, meaning none of them. Which one of those is
I
not?
feel like none of. Okay,
I'm
well,
going to go for all of the above or incorrect.
Yeah, I feel like
Yeah.
all of the above
Deep.
are incorrect because
Yeah.
there's like
no,
this,
that's not right.
Oh,
one
serious?
of them is actually not a kryptonite, and the other 2 are kryptonite. So
What?
silver gives Superman stoned. Pink turns him gay. Purple gives him amnesia.
I'm
Which one
going
of
to go
those
for
is-
pink.
No, that's a real kryptonite. Yeah. Look it up. Pink kryptonite turns Superman gay.
Wow. This is what radio sounds like when 4 jaws have dropped.
I mean, well, but obviously that's not like, an inhibition, so to speak, for him to turn gay. It's like, oh, well, he still has superpowers. He still knows right from wrong, right? So, what's left? Silver.
Oh my
Get
god,
Superman
you're right.
stoned?
Pink kryptonite is real, and it's not even that
Or,
old.
see, he just looked it up. He can't get Bluetooth, but he's got his phone here to look everything up.
It was already loaded to truths about Superman.
Or purple kryptonite.
I'm going to go for...
Shreyas. Don't
Hey, I
betray
already
us.
gave my answer.
Well, I'm going to go with silver kryptonite because as the Canadian on the show, getting
Anybody
Superman
else?
stoned seems
Anybody else
inappropriate.
have a choice?
What's left? Purple?
purple.
Amnesia.
It's purple.
Yeah.
Purple kryptonite is not real.
I feel like that's
But-
the most
I know,
possible
I would
one,
have
though.
thought.
Yeah.
It should be, yeah.
Well, there are actually, if you put 3 different kryptonites together, I think it's green and red and blue.
And there's black kryptonite as well.
Yeah, but all 3 of those together give him amnesia.
Wasn't kryptonite green? Do I have this in my head?
Yeah,
it's
originally.
like glowing green thing?
Yes, kryptonite is actually originally from the Superman radio shows, not from the comic books. So, because the actor on the Superman radio show, he wanted a vacation, so they just had someone else come on with like a hoarse voice when Superman was sick. It would say, "Oh, it was kryptonite that got Superman sick." So, the more you know.
Wow.
I love how
amazing.
Shreyas was like, I'm into Batman, but I just started looking at Superman, and we're like, okay.
Did you know when you asked Shreyas to be with us. Did you know about this hidden talent of his, this knowledge?
It's not a hidden talent. Trust me.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Just a couple of questions left. Who is the only person here in this room who is actually part of the Marvel Universe?
Wait, what?
Merwin.
Oh, Merwin.
Oh,
He's in
he
the
is.
Avengers.
Merwin.
Right.
He's in the Avengers.
Merwin is a violinist somewhere in the Marvel Universe.
Marvel
playing
Cinematic
at the-
Universe.
That's right.
Well, you because you were in the movie The Avengers, right?
A long time ago.
Yeah. Tell us about that. Give us the short story on that.
The short story, because you obviously know the long one.
We've only got a few minutes left. It's all right.
I got an email from a casting director saying, "Hey, would you like to be part of the Avengers?" And I was like, I asked Kimberly, my wife, and should I do this? The pay's not all that great, and who wants to be part of a British spy series? Anyway?
Because at that point you thought it'll never go anywhere.
I just never thought that
You brought your derby and your umbrella.
And then Kimberly basically over email convinced me with many exclamation marks to take this gig, and that this would be the biggest event of the summer.
Yeah.
And I was like, in Cleveland? Are you sure? And she's like, no, they're filming in Cleveland. They're making Cleveland, New York. And I was like, oh, wow, okay.
They actually made Cleveland, Germany, though.
Oh, yes, you're right.
Yeah.
I totally forgot. Yes, but actually, it was a late night. It was a 15-hour shoot. I forgot a lot of things.
Did you actually play on the set, or how did that
Yes.
work?
Well, we are actually the attractive body doubles for the Vermeer Quartet.
Oh.
I don't think they're going to like that characterization.
but Joss Whedon, the director, actually was very invested in having the playing look realistic. So he had us bring bows that were
Made of kryptonite.
Yeah.
That were not
were they
made-
pink
Wrong universe.
or purple?
that were both rosin, so that we could play into the soundstage, and as well bows with no rosin at all, so we could try to play along with the music to see which would actually fit better.
Oh, interesting.
And, so we actually invested a decent
So the
amount of
music
time
was
in it.
pre-recorded before
Yes.
you filmed?
Yeah.
I've always wondered how that works sometimes. If they do the soundtrack first and then try to, match the soundtrack.
The
or...
Vermeer Quartet was not basing their interpretation on us. No.
Usually it's after the fact.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
They
this
should
is
have,
pre-exist-
though.
Yeah,
They
they really
should
should have. We did a great job.
Shreyas, did you know that your teacher was part of the Marvel Cinematic
He has a
Universe?
poster in his office of
I
the
do.
Avengers. So.
Oh, more Merwin stories. I like this. One last question. If Merwin were a superhero, his name would be, is it A, the Red Violin? Is it B, Merwin the Magnificent? Or is it C, the Fiddler?
Well, it's
Actually-
definitely not Merwin the Magnificent.
Aw.
No, it's not Canadian enough. I would say the fiddler.
The Fiddler.
Actually, Rachel gave me a superhero shirt, and it's the right one.
Really?
I was going to, give you another option. Secret Asian Man.
Oh, yeah, right?
That's
Well, there does need to be more Asian superheroes. So
Secret Asian Man would
Totally.
be my superhero
Asian
name.
superheroes.
Yeah.
Now, between Shreyas and Merwin, who would be the superhero and who would be the sidekick?
Yeah,
I think we would each see each other as villains. It would be an antagonistic relationship.
especially if
Well-
you keep throwing things at him. Merwin.
The
Man,
Fiddler was an actual villain in the comics.
Seriously?
The Fiddler. Yeah. You know what his
Wow.
alter ego name was? Isaac Bowen. B-O-W-I-N.
oh my
That's
god,
wonderful.
Now we have a new name to call Merwin.
Yeah.
That's wonderful.
Yeah, the Fiddler.
I can
like
see the
that.
episode, the final episode, the Fiddler on the roof.
And you're shooting lightning bolts out of your bow at people. Yeah, that's wonderful. Okay, well, before we go, I know Zach is itching to tell us a little bit about A Hero's Life, the Strauss piece that ends the program, because as you told me, Zach, you haven't done it in quite a while here at the Symphony. Let me pull up some music for you. There we go. Now, let's get the Hero's Life rundown. Rachel's ready to go.
This is my walk-up music from
I-
last time.
I did not have anything prepared about Hero's Life. I just wanted to have a quick discussion about it. So I think you set me up to fail there, Brad.
No. Hey, that's what I do.
He didn't set you up to fail. This is success music.
Yeah.
This is it's a famously difficult piece of music to play. Musicians all speak of it in the sense of hero's life, Heldenleben, which is
Heldenleben. Wow,
that's something the fiddler
great.
said.
the fiddler. Yeah, I'll get you,
Heldenleben.
Batman. Heldenleben.
Holy Heldenleben.
But I mean, Strauss's music was known for being extraordinarily complex and long-winded, rich melodies, great strings writing. But Merwin, since you're preparing this piece, I mean, why is this a feared piece? Why is it performed
And
more
he passes to Merwin. Let's hear it, Merwin.
Well, it's incredibly intricate. And I think one of the things that's really tricky is even though there's a lot of players on stage, they're each playing not quite individual parts, but he basically divides each violin section further into 8 different parts. So you're always exposed in some way. And I think that combination of extraordinarily difficult writing and the fact that it's still exposed and incredibly important is what makes it even more scary than any of the other Strauss tone poems. But it feels, I think you mentioned that it was long-winded, and it doesn't feel like that at all to me. It feels like
long-stringed.
That also is something the fiddler would say.
Yeah, maybe I'm the fiddler. You can be bouncing boy. I'll give you bouncing boy. I'll take the fiddler. Because I don't actually need to play the violin. I just need the bow and, shoot lightning bolts.
Yeah, but if you don't do it well enough, Merwin's going to throw things at you.
In a secret Asian manner.
Secret Asian man. He's got, little stress stars that he throws at people.
So I think one of the things that Strauss does is he really personifies the instruments of the orchestra as well. He puts the concertmaster's position, in this case, Kirk Toth, plays his wife. I need to try.
Wait, what? Hang on a second. Let me help you out here.
Just cross-dress on
There we
stage.
go. Okay. This is another one of those parts we're not going to cut.
Merwin's just done. He's taken off his headphones and he's walking out of the studio. Different instruments do play different roles. I mean, as a tone poem goes, this is, I think, the most storytelling that Strauss gets to, because you have the hero, you have the hero conquering his adversaries, and you can hear that in the music. You can have the hero in his passions and falling in love, and you can hear that in the music. I mean, it is. I mean, many movements that each tell a story of the hero's life, and at the end it's the hero's retirement and resignation into the world or something like that, which is just fantastic and gorgeous music, but it is what the hero deserves after all of the toil that's preceded it.
Well, the concert again is this weekend, Friday and Saturday, 8 o'clock p.m. at the Toledo Museum of Art. Paris style, Elaine Trudel conducting. Members of the Toledo Symphony Youth Orchestra, along with the TSO. More information at toledosymphony.com or at 419-246-8000. I want to thank my guests today, Zach Vassar, Merwin Sue, Rachel Zeithamel, and a big thank you to Shreyas Banerjee. This program is a production of WGTE Public Media in collaboration with our sponsor, the Toledo Symphony. You can download episodes of Toledo Symphony Lab as a podcast by going to our website. That's wgte.org/lab. You can also subscribe to us through your podcast app of choice, including Apple Podcasts and Google Podcasts. I'm Brad Cresswell, and this has been Toledo Symphony Lab on FM 91.